What's up, guys? So I decided, if Leigh Whannell can make an Invisible Man movie, maybe I could make an Invisible Woman review. So let's take a look at The Invisible Man. Directed by Leigh Whannell and starring Elizabeth Moss, Oliver Jackson Cohen, Harriet Dreyer, and Aldous Hodge. And it tells a story about a woman whose abusive ex apparently commits suicide, and he leaves her his fortune. But after a series of strange occurrences start to happen, she begins to suspect that he has faked his death. And as things get worse, she now has to convince other people that maybe he's not as dead as he seemed. And I'm back. Special effects. All kidding aside, guys, I had a blast with this movie. Now, first of all, let's get into a little history on this one. Because this was The Invisible Man, this version of this movie nearly didn't happen. They've been trying to get the whole Dark Universe franchise off the ground and epically failing. We had I, Frankenstein, that didn't work. They claimed that that wasn't going to be, that's not it. We're going to start with Dracula Untold. That didn't work. So they're like, oh, no, we were just kidding. It's going to be Tom Cruise in The Mummy, which seemed like a good idea until it wasn't. And then they said we were going to get Johnny Depp as the Invisible Man. So we heard that and we were like, whatever. At this point, everybody was just giving up on this. And then it came about that Leigh Whannell was doing his own version of this movie. And I believe when that trailer dropped, everybody's reaction was basically the same. This looks really good, and to hell with the Dark Universe. Let's see what they do with this movie. So I'm very happy to say that Leigh nailed it. And as somebody who, you could tell this guy has such a love for the genre of horror, because he has written the Saw films. He's directed at least one of the Insidious movies. He's also been the man behind Upgrade, or if you want to call it the most recent version of RoboCop that's out there. He makes fantastic genre movies, and he is no exception. Directing wise, what he does with Empty Space here manages to keep you so nervous throughout the entire movie. It's like A Quiet Place. What they did with Silence and what Don't Breathe did with darkness and sound, he does here with Empty Spaces. He would shoot a room in a way that always made you feel like there was more than one person in that room at that time. It was so well done. I mean, when you think about it, it's just empty space. You know that. Your logical brain knows that. But your movie brain is waiting for something to happen, waiting for something awful, waiting for that jump scare. And he stretches it out in all the best ways. The tension here was notched up, and the pacing was perfect for that tension. It was so well directed. Story-wise, guys, with all good horror movies, the story has layers to it. You can enjoy it on the surface, if you're not really into digging that deep into movies like this. I can see a lot of people enjoying it for what it is, a monster movie sort of thing. It's a thriller, that sort of thing. Of course, there is that whole deeper layer of what happens when people are in abusive relationships and they're trying to escape those relationships. It's very much taking a long, hard look at that, and how in that person's life that their ex, that abusive partner, is their own personal monster. And you have to deal with not only trying to escape from that person, trying to rebuild your life, and having people around you maybe not even believe what you're saying happened, because that is also something that abuse victims have to deal with, So the movie does manage to treat the topic of abuse with a lot of respect. And of course, with Elizabeth Moss handling the material, it's handled well. So huge props to them for that as well. And then of course we have the acting. And Elizabeth Moss, I mean, if you've seen her, most people might know her from The Handmaid's Tale, but in all of her movies, she has this ability to make very vulnerable seeming characters turn strong. And it's all there. There's this quietness about her, but there's also this reserved strength. You get this feeling that this person is strong enough to overcome anything that's thrown at her. So she's so good with these types of characters, and she's absolutely the icing on the cake of this entire film, and she's the cake too. But she gets some help from her friends, and I have to say, you know, usually you get horror movies, you get characters that are just thrown in there and they don't do much with them. Now here, I will say for editing, I will say for time, they definitely do utilize these characters very minimally. You have the characters played by Harriet Dye, which plays her sister. You have Aldous Hodge, plays her friend. And you have Oliver Jackson Cohen from A Haunting on Hill House, playing the ex. And they don't have that much screen time. But when they're there, they are definitely invested. They never feel to me like they're coasting through with their roles. And I really appreciate that, because you are invested in these relationships that she has. It's not a big film. It's not a lot of people. So you have to be invested in these relationships and how they affect her. And because you are invested, when something happens, you definitely feel the emotional impact of it. So I loved it. The special effects in this film looked really good, especially it was minimally used, and I appreciated that. You know, you expect an Invisible Man movie to have a lot of stuff, a lot of gimmicks around this person being invisible, and when they do kick in that stuff, I thought it was very effectively done. You know, the motion is there, the way people move around somebody who's there with them, everything works really well. And the big reveal, even though I think most people would figure it out as to what is going on, it's an amazing reveal. It's a really cool reveal as to why the Invisible Man is invisible. I won't give it away, but I thought it was creepy. It was kind of messed up to look at, because I'm one of those people, things like paws, up close paws and coral and that kind of stuff grosses me out. But I thought it was good. It was really, really, even that reveal in itself was creepy, you know. So this movie, guys, as you can tell, I had a blast with it, because the genre films we've gotten as late for the year have not been good ones. We had Brahms 2, Dead on Arrival. We had The Grudge, waste of time. And of course, Fantasy Island, which is a joke. I don't even consider that a horror movie. So I am very happy. I sat there and I was pleased at punch with what I got with this movie. I absolutely loved everything about this film. There wasn't much that didn't work for me. Like I said, the focus is on this main character, and she carries the film so well. The other characters, when they're there, maybe some people might argue they didn't have enough screen time or they didn't have that much to do. I thought everybody was used exactly the amount that they should have been used for. Everybody delivered for me, and I had a ball with this movie. So guys, I'm giving The Invisible Man a 9 out of 10. 9.5 even. I absolutely love this movie. The only reason this doesn't get a perfect score for me is I need to see it again. I've only seen it once, and who knows, I might see something second time around that, you know, I might nitpick here and there. But this for me was an amazing film, and I honestly look forward. I hope Leigh Whannell does more of these with these classic monster characters. I would love to see his take on Dracula, on Frankenstein, all these creatures, because if this is what he can give us, I can't wait to see what he comes with next. And that's going to be it for this review, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please feel free to hit that like button. It's really appreciated. New visitors, if you want to subscribe to my channel, of course you can click on my face right over there, and you can check out past videos right along that way. So until next time, guys, bye bye.